by Forrest Griffin, the original Ultimate Fighter winner, the man who helped to redefine this sport of mixed martial arts, the former light heavyweight champion of the world, and tonight he truly faces the biggest challenge of his mixed martial arts career.
This is a very interesting situation, Mike. I think Forrest Griffin has been more relaxed coming into this fight than I've ever seen him before. And you got to think, from the time on The Ultimate Fighter till now, he's had so much experience, so much big fight experience, disappointment, success. He's had a full range of all the experiences. And I think this is the perfect time for him to be facing a fighter like Anderson Silva. And I also think that he's the perfect type of fighter to be facing Anderson Silva. What we've seen from all the guys that have faced Anderson before is we've seen a lot of guys that were scared. We've seen the guys that were beaten before they got into the octagon. We're not going to see that with Forrest. And with Forrest, we're going to see a guy that uses controlled aggression, a guy who's very well-rounded, and a guy who relishes the position of the underdog.
6'3", 240 is what he walks around at. As Joe said, this will be the biggest fighter that Anderson Silva has ever faced in his UFC career. Anderson Silva holds the UFC record, 9 straight UFC wins. But tonight, he will truly have to beat one of the toughest guys in the world.
And one interesting thing, his coach, his jiu-jitsu coach, Robert Drysdale, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu world champion, has openly stated that he believes that Forrest is going to submit Anderson Silva. This angered Anderson. Anderson made a bunch of comments about Drysdale, but it's very interesting that Drysdale would come out and say that.
Forrest Griffin holds the record for most leg kicks landed in UFC history. No opponent has gotten past his half guard, and we have seen over and over again, he gets stronger as the fight gets deeper. It should be noted, though, non-title fight tonight, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Yeah, that's very important. And, you know, we've heard from Randy Couture that Forrest is the hardest working man that he has ever seen in the gym. And, you know, coming from a guy like Randy Couture, that's about as good a compliment as you're ever going to get.
Forrest Griffin sets a face, the UFC middleweight champion of the world. Lackluster or not, in his last 2 fights against Cote and Latest, don't kid yourself, this is still the most lethal and dangerous striker in mixed martial arts today.
And very well-rounded. And one of the reasons why he was lackluster in those fights is Anderson's a very intelligent guy, and he's not willing to take unnecessary chances. If he's standing in front of a guy that's not doing anything and not trying to be aggressive, he's not going to open himself up and expose himself to getting potentially hit or hurt just because the guy's not fighting. He's not going to do it. You know, that's not the most exciting style for the fans, but for self-preservation and for for your career, it is.
He has not lost since January of 2006. He's only gone past the second round twice in his UFC career, but ironically, that was in his last 2 fights. The Spider, 9-0 in the octagon. Jiu-Jitsu black belt, 24-4 overall in his mixed martial arts career. And you can look at it a lot of ways. One way to look at it is there's no pressure with a belt on the line tonight for Anderson Silva. Yeah, his unbeaten record in the UFC is on the line, but he's not defending his title. So maybe he opens up a little bit more because, A, he doesn't risk the chance of losing the belt, but more importantly, he does not like the criticism which he's received from the fans. He does not like it at all. He's embarrassed by it, if it's his fault or not, Joe. He's embarrassed by it, and he wants to send a message tonight. And you could see that by the stare down in the weigh-in yesterday.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that he is very unhappy with people being disappointed in his performances. But I don't know if he's going to be willing to expose himself any differently than he has in the last two fights. What I think is going to be different about this fight is his opponent. Styles make fights, and this is, in my opinion, the perfect stylistic matchup between a very technical, masterful striker and a wild madman who uses intelligent aggression, and a guy who has a very underrated ground game in Forrest Griffin, and a guy who's much larger than him physically. There's no way Forrest Griffin could ever make 185 pounds. Anderson can, and I think that's a big difference. They might both weigh the same amount when they get on the scale yesterday. They're not the same size, though.
Anderson Silva, the UFC middleweight champion of the world, fighting for the second time inside the octagon in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Tail of the tape for this, our co-main event of the evening. 34-year-old Silva against 30-year-old Griffin. Look at this, no reach advantage for Anderson Silva. Both men weighed in at exactly 205. Once again, with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. And now, in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record of 16 wins with 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, and now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai kickboxer and a jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record of 24 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson, the Spider Silva! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Kevin Bohal.
Anderson, Forrest. Okay, you've both been given your rules. You've been here before, so when the bell rings, come out, give us a good clean one, okay? Touch gloves, come out fighting.
Anderson Silva. Forrest Griffin. Sold out here in Philadelphia.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's fight!
Now the word is that Forrest is going to open up with a 1-2 head kick. Let's see if he actually does that. This is what I've been hearing from guys that know him. Yeah.
One thing we do know, his leg kicks are lethal. That helped to win him the title against Rampage. The leg kick champion holds the record for the most leg kicks landed in a 3-round UFC fight. 38 against Hector Ramirez.
He's throwing a lot of feelers out here, Mike. He's looking to gauge Anderson's response, and Anderson is famous for moving around during the first minute or so of the fight, looking for an opening and then attacking. But he likes to feel his opponent out as well, likes to gauge the timing.
When he explodes, it's violent. Oh, that looked a lot like James Irvin. Caught the leg through the right hand.
Yeah, he didn't exactly throw that the fastest in the world.
His last fight at 205 was against the Sandman. And it lasted 1 minute and 1 second.
Inside leg kick lands by Forrest.
Lots of fingers.
Silva switching stances around like he often does. There's
Again, he goes for that head kick.
Just throwing it out there, though, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. He's not full speed.
Forrest really trying to size things up, really leaving that jab out there. Pushing forward is Anderson Silva.
Oh, he caught him with the right hand.
He caught Forrest.
He caught him and dropped him, Mike. And he hit him again with that right hook.
Now let's see if Silva starts to get really aggressive here. Starts to loosen up.
Forrest has got to keep his chin down, Mike. He's got to keep his hands up high and his chin down.
Forrest looks up at the clock. 2:40 remains in round one. Uppercut by Silva. Silva looking to get inside. He says, let's go. This is why they said I should fight you.
Wow, he's standing right in front of him.
Silva, aggressive here in round one. Confident in his striking. Look at the hands low.
Yeah, I think he really does.
Oh, down goes Gryffin.
I think he really is trying to send a message here,
Looking
Mike.
to finish the fight.
Forrest has got his feet on him, pushes him off.
He's rocked him twice here in round one. Gryffin has huge heart, though. 145. Look at Silva. I mean, that's just amazing. And again.
He's out. He's out.
And it is all over. Anderson Silva has knocked out Boris Gryffin.
Wow. Man.
Are you kidding me? The Spider is back.
He was never gone, man. He just never fought anybody who took crazy chances until now. You know, that's what happens when a guy like Forrest fights a guy like Anderson. A guy who takes crazy chances against a guy that technically skilled. I mean, Forrest, after he got tagged, looked so tentative and so slow. Yeah, and here we see, I mean, Anderson shows complete disdain for the striking ability of Forrest. Look at that right hand. Look at that. I mean, that was just like a paw. He just slapped him, and that was it. Look at this. Bang. That's what did it. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's a walking away right jab, and not even a very hard one, it looks like. I think Forrest was already badly hurt before that happened. That's one of the reasons why he looked up at the clock, but, I mean, this is one of... I love Forrest Gryffin, but this is one of the most embarrassing knockouts I think we've ever seen.
Well, I think you bring up a great point, though, Joe. He was hurt not once, not twice, and that was basically the third strike.
Yeah, he was already out of it, Mike. No question about it. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Well, this is what everybody wanted, was to see Anderson Silva back in his old form. So you want to be the next in line for the 185-pound title? Maybe not after watching this tonight. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kevin Mulhall has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 23 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Anderson the Spider.